tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay 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 tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
Check, check. Okay, cool. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. 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 Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
What's up and welcome to the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of William Peace University in Raleigh, North Carolina. Darren Vaught with you here on the Pacers Sports Network as today, the first of USA South Conference competition for your William Peace University Pacers. They will welcome the Piedmont College Lions in today's USA South matchup. The Lions winners of 2 in a row, 3 and 4 on the season. They've scored 95 and 93 in each of their last 2 games, both wins. A 95-91 victory over Bob Jones University in Greenville, South Carolina, and then 93-83 over Berry College in Rome, Georgia. So both of those road contests for Berry as well, where they've done pretty well. 2 wins, 3 losses in true road games so far this season. 2 of those, their past 2, as they've won 2 in a row, and they'll start the same 5 that they have all 7 games this season. It'll be, Peyton Lucan, the senior guard out of Boca Raton, Florida. Kelly Asanesi, the senior guard, leads the team in assists. Justin Valleyjoe, the junior forward, 6'6", out of Daytona Beach, Florida, leads all of their scorers with just over 16 per game. And then in addition to those, another couple of seniors, Trey Gaines and Chase England, out of Buford and Dewey Rose, Georgia, respectively. The usual suspects starting for your Pacers as well. It's Ryan Emfinger, Jalen Vince, and Chris Thomas, so the trio of seniors starting for the Pacers today, as well as Willie Herring, the sophomore guard from Roseboro, North Carolina, and Dakota King, sophomore out of Elkin, North Carolina, the reigning USA South Conference Rookie of the Year. And so the Pacers donning their light gray uniforms, black and green trim, Piedmont, solid black with white piping and green lettering. Pacers operating from right to left from my perspective. The tip goes down to William Peace. It was tossed straight up in the air. Neither of the guys in the middle of the court could touch it. And Emfinger batted it over to Jalen Vince to get things started for the Pacers. He cuts left side. Dishes it out to the perimeter where King drives and dishes out. Emfinger now with it. Looks for a cutting Thomas. Drives in traffic. Had two guys in his face. Can't get the layup to fall, and the rebound goes down to Piedmont. Asanesi on the right wing, looking underneath. He's got England on the baseline. Drives, spins on his man, Chris Thomas. Good defense to force him on the other side of the basket. England can't put it through, and it's rebounded by the Pacers. Jalen Vince from coast to coast puts up the floater from 5 feet off the front side of the rim, and it's boarded by the Lions. That's Valley Joe on the rebound, as he'll get it to Asanesi to restart the offense for the Lions. 19:03 to play in the first half, so we're about a minute in, still no score. Peyton Lucan drives left side, bounce pass to the left corner, three-point shot, bangs in for Trey Gaines, and it's a 3-0 start for the Lions here in Raleigh. Vince dribbles right, hands off to Emfinger. He gets a screen from Dakota King, wide open look, buries the three to tie things up. 18:37 until halftime, 3-all.
Alabama! Alabama!
As Asanesi comes across midcourt. One-handed pass over to the right wing. Gets a screen and drives left, does Gaines. Dishes it underneath to a cutting Asanesi. Nice floater from the left side of the baseline. Puts it in for two, and it's a 2-point lead for Piedmont. 5-3, 18-13 to play in the first half. Jalen Vince running point for the Pacers. Gets a screen and buries the three from the right wing. Vince 1 for 1 to start the contest. 2 of 2 from 3 are the Pacers, and they lead it 6-5. Asanesi with a hard chest pass over to the right side. Driving now is Peyton Lucan, and he banks it in for 2. With a little bit of contact there from his defender, Willie Herring. 7-6, a 1-point lead for the Lions now, as Thomas catches the pass on his back foot from about 10 feet out. It thuds off the back of the rim, and the board goes down to Piedmont. Asanesi hands off, and they go up top. Valley Joe drives and loses the handle. It goes out of bounds, so that'll give it back to the Pacers. Mentioned Justin Valley Joe, the leading scorer for Piedmont. Over 16 per game is Dakota King and Jalen Vince. Bring it up court for the Pacers. Vince, bounce pass to the elbow where he's got King. He wanted a cutting Thomas, but he's covered up. Goes outside to Vince. Drives left side, step back, drives again. Good hesitation. Bounce pass squeezed in to Chris Thomas, and he puts in the finger roll for 2. 1-point Pacers lead now as Asanesi pushes the tempo. Goes right side. Lucan for 3 off the front side of the rim, and the board goes to the Pacers. Vince pushing the tempo on the other end, middle of the court. Leaps as if he was going to put up a layup and goes to Chris Thomas in the left corner. Thought about the 3, goes back up top to Vince. He gets a screen on the right side, drives, banks it in, high glass with one hand. Jalen Vince makes it 10-7 Pacers with 16:36 to play until halftime. Kelly Asanesi passes to Lucan, who cuts right, goes underneath. Now it's Valley Joe. Gets his man Dakota King up in the air and draws the foul, though he can't get it to fall through. So Justin Valley Joe will go to the free throw line for 2 with 16:25 on the clock here in the first half of play. It's a 10-7 Pacers lead. as Valley Joe, the leading scorer for the Lions, gets on the board for the first time today. The first free throw rolls in, makes it 10-8. William Peace leading by 2 here early on. Second free throw on the way for Valley Joe. He's only shot 10 on the season, including that last one he put up. He bangs home the second as well, so now he's 7 of 11 from the stripe on the season, and he makes it a 1-point deficit for the visiting Lions. Willie Herring up top for the Pacers. Goes left side to Jalen Vince. Jay Hicks wide open from about 15. Buries it nothing but net and gets on the board for the first time today. He was the Pacers' leading scorer in their last time out, the loss at Hampton-Sydney. Impressive minutes from the guard early on in the year. Three-point shot attempt rattles in and out from the left wing for Piedmont, and the rebound goes to Jalen Vince. He spins on the other end of the floor in the paint and is going to draw the foul. So Jalen Vince playing very aggressively in transition so far today in this one. And he'll have a couple of free throws when we exit the timeout. That brings us to a media timeout, under 16 to play. 15:46 on the clock here in the first half. 12-9, Pacers lead. Be right back here on the Pacers Sports Network. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
So exiting the media timeout, Jalen Vince with his first of 2 free throws. It's the front of the rim. Looked like it may have had a chance to roll in, but it's off the right side of the rim and out. 12-9 Pacers lead. 15:46 to play in the first half as Vince hits the second nothing but net, and we'll check out in favor of John Burwell, the freshman point guard for William Peace. So now some young blood in for the Pacers as they try some full court pressure. Chase England gets it at midcourt for Piedmont, pulls up at about the 15-foot mark and dumps it underneath to Valley Joe, who gets a pretty easy layup as the Lions break the press. Hand off to Camden Ferguson for the Pacers. He drives right side, now to Burwell on the right wing, and up top to Hicks. Herring in the left corner, bounce pass down on the block. He wants Corey Anderson. Fakes right, goes left, a little baby hook off the front side of the rim. Strong rebound by the guard, Asanesi. And now Piedmont with it on the other end of the floor. Hands off to Lucan. Little hesitation, drives left side and dishes it all the way out to England on the wing. He picks up his dribble at the block and goes to the free throw line, where Valley Joe does a little bit of work, pivots once, puts it in for 2, 13 all. Pacers now with it, 14:50 to play here in the first half. Camden Ferguson, nice little give and go. Snuck a pass in there to Jay Hicks, who floats it in for 2. Pacers with a 15-13 lead, under 15 to play, 14:36 to be exact and ticking. Chase England drives on his man Jay Hicks. Bounce pass underneath. Valley Joe tries a tough shot with the right hand off the left side of the basket. No good, and rebounded by the Pacers. Burwell goes right side. It's now in Herring's hands in the right corner, as he's got to clear it back out to Burwell right at the WPU logo at midcourt. Ferguson on the left wing, goes to Herring in the corner. He wanted the 3, tightly covered though by Trey Gaines. Instead goes up to the top of the key. Corey Anderson puts it on the floor once, puts up the strong layup, and it's no good. It rolls in and out, rebounded by Valley Joe. Asanisi gets the outlet pass, and here we go, Lions with it. Gaines on the wing, floats in a pass on the block to Valley Joe. He's working against his man, Hicks, who spins and banks it in for two. Valley Joe on a roll now, and he ties things up at 15. Burwell on the right wing for the Pacers on the other end. Gets a screen left side, elects not to take it and goes right. Back out to Hicks and Burwell now. Chest pass over to Ferguson. They get it to Herring, who's going to drive baseline, pulls up from about 18 feet. Long two is off the mark, off the back of the rim. And a long rebound obtained by Asanisi. In transition, he goes middle of the floor. The three-point shot from Lukin is off the back of the iron, and a high rebound obtained by Burwell. As he reeled it in, he draws the foul. So that'll slow things down and give it back to the Pacers, give them a chance to check in. All three seniors, Vince, Thomas, and Emfinger, back into the contest once more for William Peace, along with Dakota King and Camden Ferguson. That rounds out the five on the floor right now with just over 13 to play in the first half. Passes over to Emfinger on the left wing, does Vince. Up top, Dakota King. A lot of cushion there given by his defender. No hesitation, though, and he puts up the three and drills it, nothing but net, to give the Pacers a three-point lead, 18-15, with 12:52 to play in the first half. Asanisi on the right wing, dribbling back and forth on his man Vince. Bounce pass over to Chase England. Long two on the baseline. He had the mismatch as Vince and Thomas switched, but didn't drive on Jalen Vince. So the shot off the mark. Vince on the other end drives, kicks it out to Thomas. Back out to Vince, where he'll restart the offense. 12:27 to play in the first half. Vince picks up his dribble at the elbow, goes to the left wing. Thomas from there is going to drive and draw the foul. He banks it in. Tough shot by Chris Thomas as he absorbed the contact, switched hands from left to right, and banked it in from the left side of the basket. Two-point basket is good for Chris Thomas to make it 20-15, and he'll have a chance for one more with 12:21 to play until halftime. So the Pacers now with the lead. Thomas looks to complete the three-point play, and he does. It rolls in. 21-15. Asanesi across the timeline for Piedmont. Dribbles to the right just a little bit. Instead, centers back up. Picks up his dribble and goes to the elbow where he's got Valley Joe. Fake up in the air. Doesn't quite get Dakota King, so he goes back out. Now inside to Nick Ryan. Puts up the floater, the turnaround, off the back of the iron, and rebounded by Jalen Vince, who wastes no time making his way to the other side of the floor. He's driving now on Asanesi. Puts it up. It's off the far side of the rim and rebounded by Valley Joe. So Piedmont now pushing it. Asanesi goes inside in transition to Gaines, who switches hands in midair and gets that to roll in and makes it 21-17 Pacers lead. Thomas trailing, receives the pass in transition for the Pacers, puts up the long three, thuds off the right side of the rim. Piedmont on the other end, Gaines for three from the left corner. Rebounded by Ryan Emfinger, and he's fouled by Valley Joe as he received the board. 21-17, Pacers with the lead. As Valley Joe commits the foul, frustratingly, he heads back to the bench. As Piedmont now with a 4-point deficit here on its hands, letting it get to them maybe just a little bit. 3 wins, 4 losses on the season for the Lions. William Peace 6-2, coming off of their road loss at Hampton-Sydney. So they split the season series with the Tigers of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference 1-1 with a home and home there. And despite committing a second foul just now, Justin Valley Joe doing a lot of damage offensively for the Lions. He's got 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, 4 rebounds to go with that. Though Piedmont's going to have to keep him out of foul trouble. Not even halfway through the first half, he's got 2 personal. So it was his second, 4th team foul on Piedmont. as we break the huddles, it'll be Pacers ball. King and Vince in the backcourt. No real full-court pressure. Just some man-to-man, though. Trey Gaines looking to pick up his man at about the three-quarter mark. Joshua Jones, freshman guard, into the contest for the Pacers as he and Vince go back and forth to make their way into the front court. Emfinger up top to Jones. On the left wing now is Jalen Vince. He's got Thomas floating around on the baseline there. They swing it back around the perimeter to Jones. Up top, Thomas gets the backdoor pass to King. Had a wide open look, but bounces it back out to Jalen Vince. Out with 1 second on the shot clock. Chris Thomas can't get the 16-footer to fall. It rims out, and it's rebounded by Piedmont. Gaines in the left corner. He's like that three so far. Clears a pass all the way to the right wing where Taylor Mills misses the three. Long rebound by Emfinger, and he in transition has an easy look at the bucket. Nice little step around the defender. Mills was trying to draw the charge just under the basket, and it's 23-17 after the Emfinger bucket. 10:20 to play in the first half. Pass to Gaines in the left corner. Three-point shot attempt off the front side of the rim, and it's knocked out of bounds in an attempt to rebound it by Chris Thomas. So it'll be Piedmont ball. In the far sideline near the corner on their own side of the floor. So some substitutions, Asanesi and Valley Joe, perhaps the two most important players for the Lions, check out of the contest for the time being. England to toss it in for the Lions. They get it up top to Landry Asanesi. Now in at point guard. Goes to Lucan, drives left side. Looked like he may have had it swatted away by Willie Herring, but the rebound and the follow by Chase England is going to draw the foul on Chris Thomas. And Coach Claude Shields doesn't like the call, and I thought very similarly. He's saying it was number 23, pleading that it was Willie Herring on the foul, and that's where the body contact was. Thomas was sort of behind in a help defense fashion. I didn't think he was anywhere near the play enough to commit the foul, but England gets the first to fall and makes it a 5-point contest. 10:01 until the half. 23-18, Pacers with the lead. England's second rolls in as well. So we're under 10 until the half as Chris Thomas and John Burwell make their way into the front court. Emfinger clears it out to the black U of the midcourt logo, where Burwell bounces a pass in to the paint to Jay Hicks. Nice little pivot move to get his man off base. Goes outside to Ryan Emfinger. Strong take as he floats it in from about 5 feet. Makes it a 6-point Pacers lead, 25-19 with 9:32 to play in the first half. Asanesi defended by Burwell. Can't get around him. Goes right side. Hands off to Lucan, who off balance puts up the three-pointer from the right corner. It rolls in and out. Rebound obtained by Ryan Emfinger. And again, he's going to be fouled as he comes down with it. This time it's called on Nick Ryan, the junior from Loxahatchee, Florida. And that's his first, the 15th foul on Piedmont. As the Pacers enter the front court. Pass underneath on the left block. Chris Thomas spins into the lane, gets it up, and it rattles in and out. Rebound by Jay Hicks. He gets it to Burwell, who cutting in, pulls up at 15 feet and thuds it off the back of the rim. Rebounded by England of the Lions. England, the big guy, going through his legs a few times. Pretty good handle for a post player. As the pass, driving Gaines, tries to dish it out hard to Lucan in the left corner. A little too much pepper on it as it sails over his head. Lucan got a hand on it, but it ends up in the stands, and it'll give back the ball to the Pacers. As Ryan Emfinger checks out in favor of Camden Ferguson for the time being. 8 minutes, 49 seconds until the break. 25-19 is the William Peace University lead. Two sophomores and three freshmen on the floor for your Pacers right now as Burwell gets a screen right from Hicks. Kicks it to the right. And Herring dishes to King, top of the circle. That wide open three-point shot he hit earlier, nothing but net. Rolls in for another conversion there. 28-19, a 9-point lead for William Peace with 8:22 to play until halftime. Asanesi handles a pass at the perimeter. He's defended tightly there by Burwell. Goes left side, Gaines drives on Ferguson. He and Burwell switch. Picks up his dribble, puts up a floater from 15 feet on the left baseline off the front side of the rim. Herring gets the long rebound, and they push it in transition. Ferguson, the long three after the handoff, rattles in. Ferguson's on the board for the first time today, and it's 31-19. William Peace over Piedmont here with under 8 minutes to play in the first half, so that'll lead us to the media timeout at the 7-minute, 58-second mark. 12-point lead for William Peace University. Stay with us on the Pacers Sports Network.
Up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
All right, so coming out of the media timeout, Camden Ferguson just hit his first shot of the day. It was a long three after Willie Herring in transition handed it off to him just in front of the NCAA logo on the far side of the floor. 31-19 Pacers lead with under 8 to play in the first half as the long three-point shot attempt is off the far side of the rim, and as it was rebounded by Elijah Alston, freshman for Piedmont. The ruling is that he had a foot out of bounds on the baseline, so that gives it back to William Peace with 7:43 until half. Burwell on the right wing hits a cutting Ferguson. He loses his handle, and it's stolen away by Alston. He hands off to Asanesi. It's Landry Asanesi, hands back off and over to the right corner. Valley Joe back into the contest for Piedmont with a three-point shot attempt off the far side of the rim. And rebound obtained by Piedmont, this time for the mid-range jumper. It's Taylor Mills that rattles in and out. And the rebound attempt is swatted out of bounds. It was last touched by the Lions, so it goes back to William Peace. 7:13 until the half. Burwell running point for the Pacers. Pulls up, wide open from the top of the circle. No one on him, so the long two converts. And it's a 14-point Pacers lead. 7 to play until the break. Asanesi driving right side, nearly loses his handle. Burwell's all over him, though. They kick it outside and swing it around. Alston picks up his dribble, goes to Lucan. Drives left baseline. Off the front of the rim, his own board, and he puts it in. Off balance with his right hand. Good follow through. Tough basket there by Lucan, and he makes it 33-21. Pacers with the lead. Burwell steps inside the perimeter. Thought about the two again. This time he gets a screen right side from Jay Hicks. Passes it out. King thinks about the three and sneaks in a pass underneath to Hicks. He banks it in for two off the left block, and it's 35-21 Pacers. 6:17 until half. Landry Asanesi on the right wing. Floats in a pass to Valley Joe on the baseline. He's defended by King. Dribbles him in. Spin move. Puts it up with his left. Air ball, and it's rebounded by Willie Herring of the Pacers. Picks up his dribble in the backcourt and is bailed out by Burwell there at midcourt as the Pacers cross the timeline. Burwell with a chest pass right side. Ferguson thinks about a three again. Crosses up his man. Pass underneath to Hicks is stolen away, though, by Asanesi. Lions now with it. In transition, Asanesi's shot is going to be blocked, but the foul is called on Burwell. He pulled up from 15 feet, and Burwell came from behind to try and swat it away and is called for the foul. So Asanesi will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. 35-21. Pacers with the lead. Clock stops at 5:44 to play in the first half. So Landry Asanesi has played in all 7 games so far this season for the Lions, averaging about 11.5 minutes per contest. Hits his first, and that makes him 10 of 11 from the free throw line on the season, 1 of 1 today. Great free throw shooter. A lot of spin on that second one as it rolls in and out, so he's 1 of 2 in that trip to the free throw line. And it's 35-22, Pacers with the lead now. Joshua Jones, jab steps right, drives left and kicks it underneath to Corey Anderson, spins left and can't get it to go. It's off the far side of the rim. Valley Joe with the rebound for Piedmont. Gets the outlet to Asanesi, crosses over Joshua Jones and dribbles to the right corner. Now he's driving baseline and kicks it out to Lukin. All the time in the world to handle the pass. And he gets the three-point shot to roll in. It's a 10-point contest now, 35-25. Pacers with the lead as Ryan Emfinger drives baseline on the right side. Loses his handle but regains it. Floats it up from the block. And it rolls in for 2, 37-25. William Peace over Piedmont with just under 5 to play until halftime. Asanesi drives right side. Out to Lukin again for 3. This time it's off the front side of the rim and rebounded by Emfinger. He gets the outlet to Vince. Here come the Pacers. Hard chest pass underneath. Corey Anderson floats it in for 2. Vince with the assist. Quick thinking in transition makes it a 14-point contest. 39-25, 4.5 until the half. As Asanesi slows things down in the front court for the Lions. They swing it around the perimeter. Now the handoff to Valley Joe at the elbow. He bounces it underneath there. Mills, baseline to baseline. With the three-point shot from the corner is Alston. It's off the back of the rim, rebounded by the Pacers. Emfinger in transition is going to commit the charge. That time Asanesi looked to be right at the outskirts of the half circle underneath the basket, but he gets the call there as he was there in time to set his feet. So Emfinger, charged with the offensive foul, gives possession back to the Lions. As it's 39-25. William Peace leads, 4:10 to play until the intermission. So the Lions swap Asanesis. Kelly back into the game to play point guard. Overhead pass underneath to Alston, who spins on his defender, Corey Anderson, and can't get the 10-footer to go. It's off back iron. Rebounded. Jalen Vince all the way to the other end of the floor. Floats it up from the paint. And it's in nothing but net, 41-25 Pacers, 3:42 until half. Kelly Asanesi in the front court, drives right side, kicks out. Lukin now dribbles left, sends a pass over to the baseline, and the one-handed shot no good from Trey Gaines. It rolls off the front side of the rim, then the back side of the rim, all the way over the top. Chris Thomas with the rebound all the way over to the other side of the floor. Little hesitation dribble at the perimeter, and he gets the foul and lays it in. It just barely rolls in for 2. We'll have a chance at a three-point play on the other side of the media timeout. 3:22 until half. It's 43-25. William Peace University on top of the Piedmont College Lions here at the Herman Athletic Center in Raleigh on the Pacers Sports Network. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
So coming out of the media timeout, Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. Under 4 to play here in the first half. 3:22 on the clock. Pacers 43, Lions 25. As it's really been all William Peace so far in this one. Lions only shooting 29% from the field. Chris Thomas to complete the three-point play, buries the free throw as he typically does, and makes it 44-25. Thomas on the season shooting about 87% from the stripe. Valley Joe in the left corner for Piedmont. Tries to drive on Corey Anderson, kicks it back out. Chase England for three. Nothing but net from the left wing. 44-28. Pacers with the lead, now with the ball. Vince drives and kicks it out to Mfinger. Mfinger returns the favor. Now Vince drives baseline, goes to the left corner where Chris Thomas's three's off the front of the rim, rebounded and put back by Mfinger, although it's an air ball. It looked like a defender may have gotten a piece of it in the hands of Lucan for Piedmont, and now the Lions with it. Asanesi, a bounce pass underneath to Chase King. Picks up his dribble on the block, goes to Valley Joe in the left corner. Pump fake, and Valley Joe drives. Nice little move as he bumps his defender, Corey Anderson, with a shoulder and hooks it in for two. 44-30, a 14-point William Peace lead after the Lions basket. Vince gets a couple of screens on the left side. Back out, 15-footer from the right elbow. Corey Anderson's shot is a bit too strong off the backside of the rim. In transition now, Lucan all the way down to England, whose layup rolls out, but Valley Joe tips it in for two. And a quick Piedmont run makes it a 12-point game, 44-32. As after the Chris Thomas three-point play for the Pacers, that's now a 7-0 run in a hurry. Less than a minute off the clock during that run. And the Lions trying to make something out of this first half. 2:07 to play until the break. Their leading scorer, Justin Valley Joe, has 12, so he's 4 away from matching his season average, just over 16 per contest. That's the only Lion in double figures. Meanwhile, the Pacers have only Jalen Vince with 10. He's 4 of 6 from the field, but he's in double figures. He's failed to do so in each of the last 2 games for the Pacers. So good to see him getting back in rhythm, and right out of the timeout, he dribble drives, lays it in with the right from the left side of the floor. On the other end, Gaines does his best Vince impersonation but can't get the shot to fall. It's off back of the iron, rebounded by Chris Thomas, and the Pacers have it. Hands off to Willie Herring on the left wing. King wide open for three at the top of the circle again. This time he's not able to hit it. He's 2 of 3 from out there, and it's rebounded by the Lions. Asanesi now with it on the left side. Drives baseline, hits a cutting Valley Joe. He mishandled the pass and moved his feet too quickly, so he's going to be charged with the travel, and that gives it back to the Pacers with 1:27 until half. William Peace with a 46-32 lead. Vince dribbles down on the left side of the floor here right in front of the scorer's table. Dribbles right side, hits a cutting Dakota King. Bounce pass sneaks its way right through the defense, and King lays it in for two. 48-32 with 1:08 to play in the half. Valley Joe for Piedmont. Hits a cutting. Trey Gaines has to adjust his shot in mid-air. Otherwise, it would have been blocked by Chris Thomas, and he drops it in. Impressive basket above the rim by Gaines makes it 48-34. Screen from Chris Thomas at the top of the key, and Vince drills the three for the Pacers on the other end. 51-34 William Peace. 40 seconds left in the half. Asanesi, top of the circle, bounces down to the block. Chase England, he's defended by Vince. Bit of a mismatch as he spins from the left side of the rim to the right and banks it in for two. 51-36. Pacers with the lead now slowly make their way into the front court. 22 seconds and ticking until halftime. Jalen Vince out near midcourt, running some time off of the clock for the Pacers. About a 1 second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. So down to 8 to shoot for the Pacers. 7 on the clock in the game. Herring from the left wing. The three-point shot rolls in. 3 on the clock. Asanesi from midcourt can't get it to fall. So the Willie Herring three, as time expires, makes it 54-36 as we enter the locker room for halftime. And I will say, the last time the Pacers played here, they broke a school record scoring over 100 points. The total was 105, and in that one they had 51 at the half. So they've matched that and exceeded it by 3 at the break in this contest today. They lead it by 18, 54-36 at halftime. Jalen Vince leads all scorers with 15. As I mentioned, he has failed to hit double figures in each of the Pacers' last 2 games. Had really sort of struggled to find his rhythm offensively. Hasn't taken a ton of shots, and perhaps that's part of it. But when the Pacers play the smothering defense that they're very well capable of playing, oftentimes Vince will find some space and be able to create some shots of his own. He doesn't take those three-point shots a lot, like he's hit 2 of 2 today, but otherwise he's 6 of 8 overall from the field, 5 rebounds and 5 assists to go with that. Not a turnover to his name either. Jalen Vince, a strong first half showing for the Pacers after having struggled for a couple of contests. An 18-point Pacer lead at the break. We got about 14 minutes until we'll resume play. I'm going to take a quick break with them. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. Pacers 54, Piedmont College Lions 36. It's halftime. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. 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 Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
Welcome back. It's halftime at the Herman Athletic Center. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. Just under 4 minutes left on the clock until we resume play in the second half. Pacers up 54-36 over the visiting Lions of Piedmont College. And as I mentioned, the last time they were here at home at the Herm, they scored a school record 108 was the total in that one. So they have hit that halfway at the half with 54 points. In the one in which they broke the record just a week ago, they had 51 at the half. So they're scoring at a greater pace now than they even were then. So we'll see. It should be, again, very quick-paced in the second half for the Pacers. And maybe if they get an extension on this lead, maybe that's what we'll be watching toward the end of the broadcast as I'm going to go over some first half stats with you. You know, I mentioned off the air to some people here at the Herm prior to tip that I think Jalen Vince really needed a big day today. He's kind of struggled to find his own on offense the past couple of games, having been in single digits scoring. But that's hardly where he does the most damage, though he leads the team with 15 at the half here. 0 turnovers, 5 assists for the Pacers' all-time leading assist man and point guard, the senior. 15 points, 5 assists, 5 boards as well. On 6 of 8 shooting, he's 2 of 2 from downtown. He leads all scorers with 15 and is the only Pacer in double figures, but they've got 9 guys on the board. Chris Thomas with 8 points in 24 minutes of action on 8 shots. 2 rebounds to go with that as well. 8 points for Dakota King. He's 2 of 3 from deep. And an assist for King also. 7 points, 7 boards for senior Ryan Emfinger. 3 of 5 shooting. Just kind of steady as she goes. He's never not consistent and good. He's 1 of 1 from three-point land. 7 points, 7 rebounds at the half for Ryan Emfinger. 3 of 3 from the field. Jay Hicks in 8 minutes of play has 6 points for the Pacers. 3 apiece for Willie Herring and Camden Ferguson, who's 1 of 1 from 3. And then 2 points for John Burwell and Corey Anderson, both respectively. For Piedmont, the scoring chart is a little more bare than that. 12 points. They're led by Justin Valley-Joe. He leads the team in scoring. He's got 7 rebounds, a couple of assists to go with that as well. 7 points out of the trio, Lucan, Gaines, and England. Kelly Asanesi has taken 1 shot, so he's 1 for 1 for 2 points. Also 1 assist and 4 rebounds for the point guard. And then 1 point for Landry Asanesi, his brother and backup point guard coming off of the bench. So that rounds out the scoring for Piedmont, as they're shooting 36% from the field, which improved vastly with that little run they made toward the end of the first half, because they were in the 20s for most of the contest up until that point. Pacers 54, Piedmont 36. Starters back out on the floor for both teams. No changes made as the halftime clock ticks downward from 15 seconds, and we get ready to resume play. Piedmont will have the ball this time. They're shooting at the basket to my left. Pacers will operate from left to right from my perspective. England to inbound it at midcourt on the far sideline. Floats a pass over to Trey Gaines, and the offense is underway for the Lions. He hands off to Asanesi. Dribbles over to the right wing, goes to the top of the circle. England drives right side, picks up his dribble, and they swing it around. Gaines drives on Herring and kicks out to the corner. Lukin for three as it swoops into the net. 54-39 now the lead for the Pacers. In transition, Vince is going to float it all the way to the right wing. Ryan Imfinger puts it up in the lane, off the far side of the rim, and rebounded by Valley Joe. He gets the outlet pass to Asanesi, and they push it to the Lions. England from the left corner spins on his man Dakota King, who looked to be straight up. Foul called as England puts it off the back of the rim, and it rolls out. So Dakota King commits the first foul of the half, his second personal. England at the free throw line. Good stroke, gets it to go nothing but net, and makes it 54-40. Pacers with the lead, 19-19 to play. Second free throw off the front of the rim. One-handed rebound by Ryan Imfinger as he approaches double figures in that stat. In transition, Dakota King's three is off the back of the rim. He gets his own rebound from 15 feet out, and they get it out to Jalen Vince to reset the offense. Vince putting a hand in the air as if to say, all right, calm down, guys. Bounce pass underneath. It's King on the block. Back out to Vince. He dribbles left side. 15-footer thuds off the left side of the rim, rebounded by Lukin, and Piedmont well with it. He clears a pass all the way down inside the perimeter to Asanesi in the left corner. England spins, driving baseline on Chris Thomas. He puts a lot of rotation on it, and it's off the front of the rim. As Piedmont wanted the foul call, Thomas in transition. They swing it around to Herring, all the way over to the right wing. Imfinger for three. It's off the near side of the rim, rebounded by England, and Piedmont now with it as the outlet pass goes to Asanesi. On the other end, three-point shot from the corner as he bounce passes to Valley Joe is no good off the front of the rim. Long rebound. Four guys from a collection of both teams were on the floor as Imfinger picks it up for the Pacers and comes into the front court. But he has it knocked away and out of bounds, so he'll toss in the inbound pass to Jalen Vince as we slow things down. Vince to the right wing. Herring for three off the front side of the rim and rebounded by Trey Gaines. So Piedmont now with it, and they're pushing the tempo. Asanesi to the left wing where he's got Chase England. Bounce pass underneath. Valley Joe on the left block. He's defended by Dakota King. Working him in. Spin move and gets it to roll in with the foul. And I think that's going to be called on Dakota King again. It is. So for King, that'll be his third personal foul. Their second of the half as Camden Ferguson checks in for Willie Herring, and King will have a seat with three fouls. Jay Hicks checks in for the Pacers. Valley Joe a chance to complete the three-point play here. 17:50 to play. Valley Joe's free throw up and in, nothing but net. 54-43, the deficit is reeled within 11. Thomas goes to the right wing as they break the press to the Pacers. Back out to Thomas. He drives, kicks it over. Jay Hicks floats it in traffic. Good pass on Thomas for the assist as Jay Hicks gets the other bucket to fall. Valley Joe drives left side, sends a weak bounce pass out to Trey Gaines, but he's able to collect it. Drives baseline. Ryan Imfinger, stingy defense there as the shot hits the rim and out as Jalen Vince on the other end wastes no time to deliver the one-handed pass underneath the basket to Thomas, who banks it in for two. 58-43, Pacers with the lead. Asanesi operating on the right side of the offense. Bounce passes. England's baseline jumper rattles in and out. On the other end, it's swatted out of bounds by the Lions, so the Pacers will retain possession and toss it in from the far sideline. It'll be Camden Ferguson to trigger it in. 16:51 to play. 58-43, Pacers lead. Vince now with it. Center court. Picks up and goes to Ferguson on the right wing. Back to Vince as he directs traffic. Vince, the point guard, now with a bounce pass. Ferguson for three off the near side of the rim, but it's banked back in on the tip in by Jay Hicks. Two more for the freshman, and it's 60-43. Trey Gaines gets it and loses his handle. It goes out of bounds. So Piedmont may be trying to push it a little too quickly as Jalen Vince is going to get a breather for the Pacers. Burwell checks in to run the point. He and Hicks in the front court as Burwell breaks the trap and basses it inside to Chris Thomas, bumps his defender and banks it in off the left side of the backboard. Thomas with two more. Off to a hot start here in the second half. Lukin, after the handoff, fires the three from about 25 feet and drills it. Nothing but net. So Lukin, when he's been open and gotten those looks, has hit them with regularity. 62-46 as we've got a timeout on the floor. 16:06 to play. And a chance to catch my breath. Jeez. 54 at the half for the Pacers to Piedmont's 36. And in under 4 minutes of play, they've already made it 62-46. So a lot of fast-paced offense, up-tempo. It seems almost as if Piedmont is trying to match the Pacers' pace, as if that was a strategy coming into the second half. I don't know if I agree with that philosophy necessarily, but it seems to be working relatively well as they're hitting more shots and getting more open looks with 16:06 to play. Justin Valleyjoe with 15 leads the way for the Lions. Now Lukin is also in double figures. He's got 13, 3 of 8 from three. As he delivered on one of those prior to the timeout. We break the huddles. It'll be Pacers ball. 5 for William Peace will be Jay Hicks and Burwell in the backcourt, along with Chris Thomas, the senior, Camden Ferguson, and Willie Herring. So 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and then Thomas, the senior. Ferguson on the right wing goes up top to Burwell. He dribbles to the right side, defended by Asanesi, and hands off to Chris Thomas, who dribbles left side. Picks up his dribble at 15 feet out. Using that pivot foot, goes back out to Willie Herring, and they swing it around. Burwell dribbles inside. Kicks it out to Jay Hicks on the corner. Bounce pass in the block to Chris Thomas. He's doubled, dribbles out of traffic, and sends a pass to the baseline to Jay Hicks, who gets the shot off as the shot clock expires. Long rebound by Willie Herring, and the Pacers with a new set. Burwell driving, rolls in and out, got a hand on it, and Hicks gets the rebound for the Pacers. Thomas at the top of the circle, fakes a pass left, drives on Asanesi, rolls it in with his left hand. Easy bucket for the big man, and persistence paying off for the Pacers after a couple of offensive rebounds. 64-46. Asanesi in the left corner, thinks about a three, puts it on the floor though, drives right side. Willie Herring's all over him. Sends a pass outside. Trey Gaines, good contest by Burwell, but he's called for the foul. I don't even know that he made contact there. John Burwell has tightly defended pretty much whoever he's been on so far today. He's called for the foul there. I don't even know that there was any contact there. It was well contested, the shot by Gaines. But there'll be a couple of Piedmont free throws on the other end as we've now reached the media timeout as we're under 15 to play. 14:58 until the final buzzer. 64-46, William Peace leading Piedmont here at the Herman Athletic Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, on the campus of William Peace University. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. So glad you could join us on this Saturday. This is the last of our broadcasts until the holidays. So whatever you celebrate, however you celebrate, happy holidays and a great new year to you from us at the Pacers Sports Network. And Gaines makes his way from the huddle to the free throw line for the Lions. He's yet to attempt a free throw today. 7 points, 3 rebounds, and a couple of assists so far in today's action. For Gaines, the guard, as his first free throw floated up and off the front of the rim. Kind of an ugly miss there. Gaines has started all 8 games for the Lions. His second rolls in, makes it 64-47. The 77% free throw shooter. He hits 1 of 2 there. Hicks hands off to Burwell underneath the basket, gets it to Corey Anderson, who wanted the two-handed jam, but he's going to get fouled. And that'll be Trey Gaines on the foul. So Anderson will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 for the Pacers. Shrugs his shoulders in an explanation to head coach Claude Shields. Not sure what that was about. Maybe he had time to quickly lay it in for the 2. But Anderson's first free throw is up and in, nothing but net. Anderson now with 3 points on the day. It's his first free throw. Second on the way. That's off back of the iron, rebounded by England. So the miss on the back end gives it back to Piedmont as Landry Asanesi, the backup point guard, backup Asanesi into the contest for the Lions. He hands off to Gaines, who drives left side, kicks it out. Valley Joe, the long 2, drills it, nothing but net. 65-49 with 14:24 to play. Pacers with the lead. Ryan Emfinger handling the ball in the front court. He goes up top to Burwell. Thinks about a 3 from the top of the circle. And hands off to Emfinger, who drives right side on Asanesi. Hand off to Herring. A little give and go between he and Anderson. Herring will instead go to the corner where Burwell's pass looked like it might have been kicked away. And Piedmont now with the steal, no call. Valley Joe catches the pass at the perimeter, drives in traffic and can't get the layup to fall. Burwell with the board. Pacers in transition, puts it up with his right. It's off the far side of the rim and boarded by Emfinger, who is going to be fouled by Asanesi as he reeled in the rebound. Emfinger with his 11th board. So now Emfinger will be the trigger man on the inbound pass from underneath the Pacers' own basket. He gets it up top to Burwell. Now a pass overhead to the block. Jay Hicks working around his defender England and lays it in with his left. Good move. 67-49, 13:35 to play as Asanesi pulls up at the perimeter. Chest pass to the right side. Gaines thought about the 3. He's defended by Herring. Herring was going to let him have it. A little bit of cushion there. They go right side. England drives, nearly loses his balance, goes to Lukin in the right corner, whose three-point shot attempt bounces high off the back of the rim, and it's reeled in with 2 hands by Herring. Pacers now with it in the front court. Bounce pass underneath. Hicks with his back to the basket finds a cutting Burwell, who lays it in softly. 69-49, a 20-point lead for the Pacers with 13 to play. Asanesi on the left side of the floor. Gets a screen right from Valley Joe. Kicks the pass to Gaines, and now on the right block is England. Pump fake, spin move on his defender Hicks. Strong basket there by England. Banks it in for 2. 69-51. Pacers clear it all the way down to the other basket. Emfinger out to King, who drills the 3. Nothing but net from the left corner. King now 3 of 5 from three-point land, and it's 72-51 William Peace. England from the post tries to pass it out to Gaines. It's stolen by Herring. He gets it into the front court. The alley-oop from Burwell to Emfinger. The emphatic one-handed slam gets this Herman Athletic Center crowd on its feet. 74-51. Pacers with the lead. Valley Joe in the paint as there's going to be a timeout on the floor called by the Lions. 74-51 Pacers lead with 12:08 to play. And he's going to get every second he can get. 60-second timeout called by head coach Greg Neely in his 3rd year for the Piedmont Lions. Trying to get his group to recollect their composure following the vicious one-handed alley-oop slam by Ryan Empfinger. And here on the Pacers Sports Network, we call it as if it's a radio broadcast, just in case we know, you can be busy on these days, but you still like to hear the game. But if you were watching that one, man, consider yourself lucky, as we do provide the video feed as well. That was something to see. The steal from Willie Herring in the left corner led to him clearing it to John Burwell, the point guard, in the middle of the floor. And, they were all alone. Burwell tossed it up with his left hand. Empfinger, the incredible athlete that he is. And I mentioned him as, one of the most consistent players for this Pacers team. But every now and then, he can do something to fly off of the computer screen in that case. We resume play. Piedmont tosses it in. Asanesi goes to Lukin on the left wing. Thinks about the three and drives left side. Works away at his defender Joshua Jones and banks it in for two. Pretty easy bucket for Piedmont there. It's 74-53. Jones with a wide open three on the left wing. Instead, he bounces it up to the even more open Chris Thomas. No good, but tipped in by Camden Ferguson. Nobody there to rebound for the Lions. And an easy cleanup job for the freshman, Ferguson. Asanesi bounces it over to the corner, and it's mishandled and out of bounds. That was Malik Abdul-Gader for the Lions, now checked into the game. Mishandled the pass as it rolled out of bounds, and it goes back to William Peace. Joshua Jones and Jalen Vince going back and forth to break the light press. Vince to the right corner, Ferguson back up top to Vince. Good ball movement by the Pacers. Vince with a bounce pass to the left corner where Thomas has his back to the basket. Up top, Vince for three this time. Off the left side of the rim. That's not really his forte, but he'll take it if it's open. Chris Thomas thought he had the rebound, but a little too much contact on the way, and he's called for the foul. So that gives it back to Piedmont. 76-53, 11:05 to play. Landry Asanesi across midcourt and is going to streak all the way underneath the basket, and they swing it back around to Mills. Asanesi drives left side on Vince. Very quick handle. Bounces a pass right side. Now underneath, Abdul-Gader drives and clears it over to Alston, who floats it in. Kind of an awkward shot, but it's nothing but net from about 5 feet out on the left baseline. 76-55. Ferguson to Chris Thomas, driving left, out to Ferguson. Quick release on the three, bang! Camden Ferguson with his second make from three-point land makes it 79-55, 10:22 to play. Pacers all over the Lions in this one so far. Asanesi running the point for Piedmont. Abdul-Gader receives the pass, quickly puts it up. Nice release there, and he hits the shot from the right side. A little finesse for the big man. Didn't quite know he had that in him. Ferguson from the right wing. Bangs home the three there. Off of the pass from Chris Thomas, who will get the assist. 82 points with just under 10 minutes to play for William Peace. Last home game, they broke a scoring record for a single game with 108. 9:43 to play as Asanesi clears the pass to the right side. Mills drives. A little bit of contact to make some separation from his defender, and he can't get the layup to go. Camden Ferguson with a strong board gets the outlet to Jalen Vince, who wastes no time. Gets it to the other side of the floor. Wants Ferguson from the right wing for three off the far side of the rim. Thomas after the board working underneath, and he's going to draw the foul on Abdul-Gader. So Chris Thomas will make his way to the free throw line. And if you're Piedmont, that's kind of the last thing you want, as the Pacers already with 82, 9:22 to play. Now a chance to score without time passing game clock. Thomas's first free throw rips the net and is good. 83-57 is now our score, a 26-point Pacers lead. With that free throw, Thomas matches Jalen Vince for the team lead with 15 points so far. His second rolls in and out, rebounded by Lukin, and Piedmont now with it. Asanesi clears a pass right side to Taylor Mills. He gets a screen from Abdul-Gader. Picks up his dribble at the elbow, goes to Alston, out to Lucan for three, and that one rolls in. Lucan, much like Camden Ferguson of the Pacers, a very quick three-point release. Very effective. They break the press through the Pacers and go to the left corner where Joshua Jones was the intended target, and it's knocked out of bounds by Piedmont. So the Pacers will retain possession underneath their own basket. John Burwell into the contest once more. Will be the trigger man. He floats it up to Ryan Emfinger at the perimeter. Back to Burwell on the left wing. Goes corner. Ferguson for three. Off the front side of the rim. Anderson thought he had the rebound, but he pushed off. So to go back to the Lions, Corey Anderson commits the foul. That's the 15th foul of the second half for the Pacers. Just Anderson's first personal, though. Asanesi loses his handle in the front court for Piedmont and rolls off his foot and out of bounds. A rare mishap for one of those 2 point guard brothers, and he gives it back to the Pacers. Emfinger picks up his dribble at midcourt, clears it over to Hicks. Anderson fakes it on the baseline, loses his handle as he tries to drive, though, and it's out of bounds at the baseline. And on his way back to play defense, Corey Anderson with a quick but stern meeting with head coach Claude Shields. Asanesi, hands off. Abdul Goddard drives left side, loses it as he puts it off the top of the backboard. Doesn't hit rim, rebounded by Asanesi. Dribbles from right to left. Clears it to the perimeter where it's Alston's, and it's stolen away by Ryan Emfinger. He's streaking to the other basket. Can't get it. The layup as he lost his handle and had to scramble for it just to get it up toward the basket. Rebounded by Piedmont now with 7:50 to play. Mills gets the pass to Alston, who hands off to Lucan. He drives, looked to shove the defender Hicks with his right elbow. No call, though, and the layup's off the front side of the rim. Ferguson for three on the other side for the Pacers, and it rolls in. He gives a casual three-point motion with his hand on the way back to play defense, and it's 86-60 with 7:25 to play. Pacers with the lead. Asanesi up top. Abdul Goddard fakes up, drives left on Hicks, and goes to pass to Alston on the left side. Long two off back iron, and a long rebound obtained by Asanesi. He drives on his man Burwell, who's all over it. Bounce pass underneath. Lucan, sneaky basket there as he banks it in for two. Makes it 86-62. Right at 7 minutes to play. Emfinger in transition for the Pacers. Drills the three from the right wing, and here we go, 89-62. 6:50 to play. I don't know if they've got it on their minds or not, but Pacers chasing that 108 mark. Abdul Goddard banks in the hook shot underneath for Piedmont on the other end. 89-64 the score with 6.5 to play. Burwell breaks the press and floats up a pass to Emfinger on the right wing. He goes to Hicks in the corner and back up top to Emfinger. Thinks about the three. Hard pass up top to Corey Anderson. Can't get the mid-range jump shot to go. Emfinger with the putback attempt, and it's swatted away by Abdul Goddard, who reels it in also. The pass, they try to clear it all the way up the floor, and it's out of bounds. We'll see. It may have been tipped by a Pacers defender. So the call is going to be reversed. That is correct. So they'll be rewarding the Lions with the ball as it was last touched by, I think, Corey Anderson. He reached his hand up and just barely got a finger on the pass. As there's a timeout on the floor. 89-64. William Peace University with the lead. 6 minutes and 14 seconds to play. The last home game they played here, they scored 108, which was a program record. So they got 19 points to go and just over 6 minutes of game time left to do it. Will they hit that mark again? I don't know. We'll see. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. And I'm just going to, catch my breath here. It's been a lot of baskets. 89-64. That's a lot for me to call. Camden Ferguson now leading the Pacers in scoring. He's 5 of 7 from three-point land. The freshman from Creedmoor, North Carolina, has been impressive so far this season, but not quite like this. Asanesi gets the inbound pass to Abdul Ghadir. Gets it back, and Asanesi spins and puts up the shot and is going to be fouled. Looks like he's fouled by Samuel Arnold, who just entered the game for the Pacers down in the post. Couple of substitutions coming out of the timeout for William Peace as Joshua Jones back into the game in the backcourt with John Burwell. Trey McLean in the game as well for William Peace. Asanesi's first free throw on the way. Nothing but net. Makes it 89-65 the score. Asanesi's second falls through as well, so he hits 2 of 2 in that trip. 6:05 to play. Pacers break the press. Joshua Jones clears it up to John Burwell at the top of the key. Back to Jones. He drives left side and out to Burwell. Thinks about a long two. Hands off to Anderson. 16-footer is up and rolls in. Anderson, a little bit of hesitation there, but he finally made the decision to shoot it, and it paid off. 91-66 with 5:39 to play. Asanesi crosses midcourt, zips a pass over to David Oglesby. Alston on the elbow for Piedmont, spins, puts it on the floor. Oglesby on the left side, drives, back out to Alston. Penetrates, loses it off of his foot, and it's stolen by Burwell. Picks up his dribble, he's going to go to McLean, to the corner. Josh Jones for three, rips the net. Another Pacer is on the board as Joshua Jones now 1 of 1 from three. 94-66 your score with 5 minutes to go. Asanesi dribbles left side, bounces it out to Oglesby. The three-point shot attempt rattles in. David Oglesby, the sophomore from Hillsborough, North Carolina. It's a bit of a homecoming from him, making the trip from his school in Georgia. Burwell in the front court for the Pacers. Goes to Sam Arnold, left side. That three-point shot is in, nothing but net. Another Pacer hits the scoreboard with a three-point shot as Sam Arnold gets that one to go nothing but net. Makes it 97-69 and under 4.5 to play. Abdul Ghadir's three off the far side of the rim. Joshua Jones with the rebound. And now the Pacers pushing it in transition. Burwell for three from the left wing this time. That's nothing but net too. You gotta be kidding me. 100-69 is now the count. 4:07 to play. It seems like every Pacers player has hit a three from that left wing. And Piedmont's gonna get a timeout. Asanesi wisely does so, the point guard in for the Lions. A 31-point lead for William Peace University. They're now 8 points away from tying a school record for points scored in a single contest. 4:03 to play. And running down the stat sheet, just looking at the three-point shooting alone for the Pacers. 5 of 7 from three. That's Camden Ferguson, freshman. 2 of 3 from three. Jalen Vince, the senior point guard. 2 of 3 from three, the senior, Ryan Emfinger. 3 of 5 from three, Dakota King. 1 of 1 from three, John Burwell, the freshman. 1 of 1 from three, the freshman, Joshua Jones. 1 of 1 from three, Sam Arnold, the sophomore for William Peace. And then Willie Herring's 1 of 2. The only player for the Pacers so far this game to attempt a three-point shot that hasn't made one is Chris Thomas, as he is 0 of 3 from deep. But he's also 6 of 12 from the field, so you can't complain. He's got 15 points and 4 boards. 100-69 the score. William Peace up with 4:03 to play. Inbound pass goes to Taylor Mills. He's defended by Michael Gaylord, seeing his first action, the freshman for the Pacers. Abdul Ghadir. Dead ball on the left wing, gets it out to Oglesby, whose pass is knocked away and picked off. as that was Paul Dunlap with the steal. He hands it to Gaylord. They go to Arnold in the right corner. Back to the right wing now as Trey McLean with it. And they swing it around the perimeter. Gaylord on the left side. 3:30 to play. Gaylord dribbles, drives left, puts up the floater. No good. Rebounded. Looked to be rebounded by Arnold, but he lost his handle, and it was eventually reeled in by Daniel McCravey of Piedmont. Mills picks up his dribble at the elbow and loses his handle, but gets it to a teammate instead. McCravey with it, posting, backing down Arnold, who got a couple of hands on it, but body contact draws the foul for McCravey, who will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul charged to Sam Arnold. That's his second personal, 7th team foul of the second half here for the Pacers. McCravey's first free throw off the left side of the rim and rolls out on the right, so no good. Daniel McCravey played in all 7 games so far and make this the 8th for the Lions as his second free throw is off the left side of the rim as well. He hadn't attempted a free throw all season until those 2. McLean with it on the right wing for the Pacers. 2:55 to play. Joshua Jones at the top of the circle. Dribbles left and gets it to Arnold. Back up top, Michael Gaylord. Up top to Sam Arnold, who pump fakes, drives, gets it to Gaylord, whose three-point shot attempt with 8 on the shot clock is off the far side of the rim and rebounded by Piedmont. Oglesby for 3 from the right side this time. Drills it, nothing but net, and makes it 100-72. Piedmont still trailing big. Joshua Jones for 3 in transition from the left corner. That's his second make from deep, and it's 103-72 Pacers with a 31-point lead, 2:23 to play, as we're going to take the under 4 media timeout. Last timeout that was called, there were just over 4 minutes left on the clock. Pacers 103, Lions 72. This is unbelievable. William Peace has had 11 players score points in this game. The only 3 that have played and haven't are in the game now, and a couple more substitutions as William Walker enters the game, as does Jalen Roberts. McCravey has his shot underneath, swatted away by Roberts. Good first impression in his action today. Gaylord dribbles on the right side, little pro step. Creates some space as he puts up the layup from the right side, and he's called for the travel. Not 100% sure about that. I'd like to be able to see it in slow motion. But he's called for the travel. Gaylord, a very quick backcourt player for the Pacers. As now driving is Miles Riley for Piedmont. They kick it outside to Austin Young, who just entered the contest for the Lions. His three-point shot off the back of the rim. And the shot in traffic after the rebound put up by Tariq Abdelgader. So the other Abdelgader brother entering the game for the first time today gets the foul call and will go to the line to shoot 2. 103-72. William Peace with the advantage. 1:44 to play here. Abdelgader lines it up and set to shoot his first of 2 free throws. A lot of bending the knees, puts it up. Nothing but net. First points of the day for Tariq. And he becomes the 11th Piedmont Lion to score points. So between the two teams, 22 guys have scored in this game today. 103-73, that reels it within 30 exactly as Abdelgader hits his second free throw. And it's 103-74. Walker with the ball at midcourt, bounces it to a streaking Gaylord. Had a dribble to give up there, and the turnover gives it back to Piedmont as it's off of Gaylord's foot and out of bounds. Young running the point for Piedmont. Young Riley spins and puts it up in the air, but Jalen Roberts is there again with his second block of the game. Walker with it for the Pacers in the right corner, clears it up to Michael Gaylord. He gets a high screen from Roberts. As he goes left side, it's on the wing in the hands of Will Walker. Gets a screen from Trey Bryant and passes up to Roberts. They'll clear it out to Trey McLean. Over to Gaylord. Floats in a pass. Roberts working down low. Clears it up to Bryant as the shot clock expires, but it was knocked out of bounds by Oglesby. And the ruling is going to be shot clock violation. Before that occurred, it wouldn't have done the Pacers much good anyways. It would have been maybe a second on the clock to work with as we're now under a minute to play. 103-74, 48 seconds left. McCravey driving for Piedmont, kicks it out to Young. Step back, long two is off back of the rim, rebounded by Tariq. Passes it back underneath to McCravey, and it's swatted away. An impressive block by Bryant. And on the other end, there's going to be a foul on the floor committed by Miles Riley of Piedmont. So it goes back to the Pacers. 28.8 seconds on the clock. 103-74 Pacers lead. Inbound pass goes to the left wing. It's Trey McLean. Drives right side on Young. Clears the pass to the right corner. Will Walker steps out of bounds just barely as he was trying to heave up the three-point shot attempt before doing so. But he's out of bounds right in front of the Pacers bench, and it gives it back to Piedmont. 20 seconds to play as Bryant dribbles in to the front court for the Lions. Oglesby from the left wing. Drives, puts up the layup, no good, but he gets his own rebound as he strong hands it from Jalen Roberts. Miles Riley drives, behind the back pass to McCravey, 3 on the clock. McCravey drives, kicks it to Riley, who drives and puts it up as the shot clock, or as the game clock expires. It floats over the basket. He would have been fouled, but they're going to go ahead and call game there. 103-74 is going to be your final zeros on the clock. So the Pacers scoring at a very impressive clip in their past 2 home games. 108 last time out, 103 this time, as they win it by 29. William Peace 103, Piedmont College 74 here on the Pacers Sports Network. Let's run through some final stats one last time before we sign off. For William Peace University, leading the way in scoring in just 8 minutes of action, Camden Ferguson had 17 points. He was 5 of 7 from deep with 3 rebounds and led the team in scoring in 8 minutes of action. 15 points apiece for the seniors, Jalen Vince and Chris Thomas. 12 for Ryan Emfinger, who also had 12 rebounds. So 12 points, 12 rebounds, the double-double for Ryan Emfinger. I'm going to back up because Vince and Thomas had some other impressive numbers as well. Jalen Vince, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. So he didn't do a ton there in the second half, but they really didn't need him to. He wasn't in the game for much of the second half as he only played 20 total minutes. And a lot of these Pacers saw some good game action in which they might not have if it was a close matchup. 15 points for Chris Thomas, I mentioned as well. 4 rebounds for the senior, as he was 6 of 12 from the field in 23 minutes of play. Emfinger's 12 and 12. I mentioned that. Dakota King, 3 of 5 from 3, ended up with 11 points. Rebound and an assist for King. 8 points for Jay Hicks on 4 of 5 shooting, along with 3 rebounds. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists for John Burwell on 3 of 6 shooting. He was 1 of 1 from deep. 6 points for Joshua Jones on 2 3-pointers. The only 2 shots he took, he drilled both of them. So impressive, efficient minutes from the freshman Joshua Jones. 5 for Corey Anderson, 2 of 7 from the field, but did very well operating out of that high post. I thought he did some very good passing, although he didn't always get the assist in those scenarios. Good game out of Corey Anderson on the offensive side of the ball. Willie Herring with 3 points on 1 of 2 from three-point land. 4 rebounds from Willie Herring as well in 28 minutes of action. He actually played the most of any Pacers player tonight. 3 points for Sam Arnold as well, 1 of 1 from the field. That just happened to be from three-point territory in his 4 minutes of play down the stretch. Trey McLean, Will Walker, Jalen Roberts, Michael Gaylord, Paul Dunlap, and Trey Bryant all also got into the game for William Peace in the big 102-76 victory. 20 points led the way for Piedmont. It was Lucan, who was 4 of 10 from three-point land, 4 rebounds to go with that. 17 points, 8 rebounds for Valley Joe, who averaged just under 17 per game coming into this contest, so steady as she goes there. 10 points, 4 rebounds for Chase England, 3 of 9 from the field for the Lions. And then all in single digits, Trey Gaines with 8, David Oglesby with 6. The Hillsborough, North Carolina native sort of making his homecoming return to the triangle here with a couple of big three-point shots for the Lions, 2 of 2 from deep for him. 4 points for Malik Abdelgader, who played 10 minutes in this contest, one of 2 Abdelgader brothers on this team. 3 points for Landry Asanesi, one of the 2 Asanesi brothers. 2 points for Robinson, 2 for Kelly Asanesi, who started the contest, played 19 minutes. He was 1 of 1 from the field. Alston played 13 minutes and got 2 points. And then Tariq Abdelgader, we saw, hit the 2 free throws toward the end of the contest there to get his 2 points on the day. Austin Young, Miles Riley, Mills McCravey, and Ryan also recording minutes for the Lions, though they did not score. So a lot of players able to get their hands on the ball, a lot of them able to score it well. 3-point shooting for the Pacers was really the story all game. They were 17 of 28 from beyond the three-point line and 54% overall for the contest. Just an incredible effort for William Peace. On 22 field goals made, or on 40 field goals made, they assisted 22 of them, and they only turned it over 9 times as a team. So a very, very good offensive showing for the William Peace University Pacers, who advance to 7-2 and get back on track. After the loss at Hampton-Sydney, there is still undefeated here at the Herm, despite, students being home for winter break. Not as big of a crowd as normal here at the Herman Athletic Center, but still a good Pacers contingent on hand to witness the high-scoring output, 102-76, the final. William Peace Pacers advance to 7-2 on the season. Piedmont College drops to 3-5 overall. And let's not forget, that's the first of conference records for both of these teams. William Peace 1-0 in the USA South now. Piedmont 0-1 in conference play. That'll do it for us here on the Pacers Sports Network. That's our last call until the holidays. So our very, very merriest Christmas and happy holidays to you. A tremendous start to the new year to you. And we will see you in January 2017 with more William Peace University men's and women's basketball. Darren Vaught signing off. So long, everybody, and thanks for listening and watching to the Pacers Sports Network.